Hello, my name is Janice Papolos, and I'm the co-author with my psychiatrist husband Dimitri of the book, The Bipolar Child. I'm also the publisher of the Bipolar Child newsletter. This DVD began as a keynote lecture presented at the University of the Pacific and produced by Diablo Behavioral Health Care in Danville, California. Once home on the East Coast, we enhanced the film with photos and graphics and music in order to bring some of the very important information into high relief. I'd like to point out two special features on this DVD. Since many children and adolescents with bipolar disorder have difficulties organizing, planning, and strategizing, and many have glitches in working memory as well as problems with expository writing, they often find school dispiriting and humiliating. Therefore, I've edited a section that explores these difficulties with the hope that it will be especially helpful to a special education team. This feature is called 14 Minutes to a Better IEP. If an IEP meeting were to begin with a screening of this section, I think it would energize and inspire the team to construct an IEP that incorporates many of the strategies suggested in this segment. These ideas will help the students feel more comfortable in the school environment and help them achieve a sense of mastery and success. Another feature of the DVD is that it's chaptered. After you watch it, you might want to go back and look at specific topics as you need them. This feature will make finding that information quick and easy. Finally, I'd like to say that I hope you enjoy the moments of humor in this presentation. After all, laughter is healing, and it's what gets us all through a day. Thank you for joining me. This is called 24, A Day in the Life of Bipolar Children and Their Families. Each week, millions of viewers tune into the hit show 24. They watch as federal agent Jack Bauer of the Counter-Terrorist Unit battles threats to national security, barely escaping with his life. The season unfolds in real time. Each show depicts 1 hour, each season 24. Every so often, a split-screen panel updates the audience about the parallel adventures of other key characters in the story. And before commercial breaks, the tension is heightened as a digital clock ticks away the hour, the minutes, and the seconds. It's a pretty electrifying hour of must-see TV. 24 hours in the life of many children with bipolar disorder and their families is just as heart-pounding, filled with threats, crisis, cliffhangers. But the hours are interminable. No one yells, "cut," and there are no commercial breaks. And there is never a hiatus when the set shuts down and the cast and crew fly off to exotic locales for vacation. No, this is real time, 24/7. And because this intense struggle is so difficult for others to understand, I thought I would condense much of what we know, what children have told us, and what parents have told us into the true experience so that we can better see what happens in a 24-hour period with these families. And hopefully we'll come away from here with more understanding, more compassion. And for all of you who are parents, I truly hope that what we talk about today helps you let yourself off the hook. I think that being a parent, any parent, I think it comes down to not just the daily minutes, but do you make proper interventions at the right points in whatever's going on, and every child is complicated. But I think that guilt and shame and confusion are the things I'd like to allay today, and just congratulate yourselves for being here. Let's say my task was I have to go to Staples and I have to get the binders, you know, back to school. They give you this list of all these horribly expensive things to buy. And so let's say I decide I'm going to go to Staples, which closes at 9 o'clock, but I have to get to the dry cleaner by 6 o'clock. But I need to pick up gas. So then, of course, I think, well, where's the one that's, full service, not self? And, so maybe I have executive motor problems. I've got to bring my credit card or if I have a special discount at Staples, I've got to bring the list. Should it appear out of the black hole of the backpack of my child, I've got to get the keys, my cell phone. And I keep going. Now, I don't know about you, but I think my dog thinks I'm crazy because I must run back and forth to the house saying, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. And I am a very organized person. So I'm calculating all the time. Going to Staples, got to get the time. I'm thinking of the time, dry cleaner closed at 6. Okay, I'm going to go to this gas station with my American Express card because I've looked and I see I don't have cash, and it's very hard to get out of that gas station, so I have to go around this way. Then, which way do I get into Staples? Because I went in the wrong way the last time. There's a lot to think about. I go into Staples and I pull out the list. Okay, which aisles should I be in? And I try to find somebody. I'm getting the aisles all the time, keeping the task in mind and the time frame. I get to the binders, the 1-inch binders, and there are no 1-inch binders because everyone, being a better mother than I, went earlier to get the binder, so they're cleaned out. Now I've got to reformulate. I could run and get the dry cleaning because I have a business meeting tomorrow morning at 8:30. But do I really want to face the child who's inflexible and is going to rage on me if I don't come home with the binders? Okay, so I could go to CVS. They might have the binders. Well, maybe I could give up the dry cleaning and wear something else. So you see how the task is here and I can remember it. What if I'm in Staples and I don't remember what I'm there to do? Or what if I'm on the road and I'm not sure how to reassess the strategy and get there? As you can see, the working memory is extraordinarily important, and these children have problems with that. We have the child who can take the bus home, who's been a wonderful child all day long, walks in the front door, and if you so much as say, hi honey, how was your day? The at-school Dr. Jekyll turns into the at-home Mr. Hyde, and there can be rants and foul language, and it comes out of nowhere. And one of the children that we interviewed for the first edition of the book described what he feels like when a rage gathers. He said, it comes out so quickly, faster than a knee-jerk reaction. It's like electricity shoots through me. It's like being struck with lightning. I feel rage and hurt and a need to strike back. I would be raging every day, multiple times a day, verbally abusive, nasty, negative, but very careful not to show it to the outside world. Now, this always comes up because what happens is someone thinks your child is adorable and wonderful, and you don't want to say, no, he's not, you have no idea. On the other hand, what happens is that he behaves well in the outside world, but comes home and turns your life into a living hell. And people say, that child is either manipulative or the mother must be doing something wrong. There's something going on in that family. Now, I'm not saying families don't have dynamics. I'm not saying every relationship doesn't have dynamics, but this is beyond the pale. This is beyond what we would call, family dynamics. I really don't think you could make a child go into that kind of rage, if the child didn't have that extreme reactivity. A teenager wrote to us and said, I used to go to my room and punch the walls, and I couldn't stop crying. It was like a dream you couldn't recover in the morning. You know something bad and worrisome has been a concern somewhere in your brain, but you just can't remember it. And many parents tell us that when the children at the end of a rage, either they go to sleep or they have no memory of it, or they can't let themselves grasp that it was terrible for you. And if they do, they have a remorse that is, one mother said, is more heartbreaking than the rage, is the remorse of the child. Because we know there's something very poorly regulated in the central nervous system of these children, we should understand and try to find ways, intelligently worked out ways that could de-escalate things. I think that if we were aware of just all the stresses in school, and we could work around those. Maybe, I don't know, because there's never been a study. If you do this, and that, there would be no way to design a study that the rages happen twice a week rather than 5 times a week, or they happen every other. There's no way to do this, but we can only do what we can do.